Hi lovely people, welcome to Zopplady, and today I'm going to teach you how to do a lacy top for women. And I'm going to use this yarn. It's called the batik design. It has a batik design, and it's called the Aliza Diva. Yeah, and it is between 100 grams to 3.52 oz, and it is about 383 yards, and that's what I'm going to use for it. And this is how it looks like. Yeah, and when you go to any of the wool shop, you'll get it. So today I'm using a nylon for my particular design that I'm going to make. Yeah, so this can be worn during summer. So this is how it looks like. Yeah, so this is the first ones that I have made. So I'm going to repeat this 4 times, and I have already done 3, and I'm here to show you the first one or the last one I'm going to do, and then you watch how it is done, and then you also do the same. And if you're done with your work, I'll be looking forward to seeing your pictures. Yeah, so I'm going to take you through. So this is my first one, second one, and then the third one. Yeah, so you need 4 pieces of this to make your top. Yeah, the lacy top. And then for this particular one, the 383 yards, I use 2. So one of this makes 2. So in all for the top, you need about 4. If you want it very long, then you need about 3 of this yarn to make your particular dress. So as usual, I'll take you through the tools you need for this particular dress. We have the tape measure. Yeah, so over here you measure across your shoulders to give you the length that you desire, and then you also measure from your up shoulder to your armpit to give you the hand where you put your hand through, and then you need a darning needle. Yeah, you need a darning needle to stitch your work together. So this is your darning needle to stitch your work together. And because my nylon is very small, I'm using the 2.0 millimeter hook, 2.0 millimeter hook to do my work. And as always, when you're doing your work, because I have 4 pieces, I have to cut my nylon and then continue with my new work. Yeah, so these are the tools you need. And then I will start, as always, the foundation for my particular design that I have just shown you some few seconds ago. Yeah, so over here, if you don't know how to do the loop, you go to my YouTube channel, Zopplady, to learn how to do the slip knot for this particular work. So I've already done my slip knot. Now I'm going to do chain of 7. So 1, 2, and also bear in mind that whilst you are doing your chain, it shouldn't be too tight, it shouldn't be too loose, it should be in between. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so this is how my 7 chains look like. This is how my 7 chains look like. Now I am going to put my hook. I'm going to do a double crochet in the very first chain. Yeah, you see it? Then I do my double crochet. Yeah, I do my double crochet here. Now you have this kind of a D shape. Yeah, but I seek to have another shape like this. Another shape like this. I'm going to do a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you've seen it? 3. And then I do a double crochet and I put my hook through the very first place I put my double crochet. So the same spot. So here we go. The same spot. Yeah, my double crochet. Yeah, so now you see what I was talking about. So I have the same shape. Yeah, and now I'm going to do a chain of 3. As my previous videos, I did indicate that when you do 3 chains at the end of every work, it represents a double crochet. So this particular one is going to represent a double crochet that I'm going to do. So I do a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3, and then I turn my work. And over here, I'm going to crochet 7 chains in this particular place. Yeah, I'll do it through, not in between or back or front. I'm going to do it through this chain. Yeah, inside this hole. Yeah, here. So I'm doing 7 chains here. No, not 7 chains, but 7 double crochet. Sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so watch carefully. So in this hole I made 7. In this hole I made 7 double crochet in here. Now you see this divider here. I'm going to put a double crochet here. Watch carefully here. I'm going to put a double crochet in here. Yeah, here. And then you watch what I'll do next. Yeah, over here in this divider. So I call it the divider. Yeah, and then I'll make a chain of 3. And then I will, no, not a chain of 3, sorry. I'll do another 7 double crochet here and through this one so that it will look the same here. Okay, so no chain here. So you do a double crochet, 7 of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, and then note, because we want our work to be straight, you remember, I'm now going to put my double crochet. I'm going to do a double crochet through this chain. Watch carefully. Through this chain, you know there's a chain of 3. I put it on top of this 3. Yeah, and then I do a double crochet. I do a double crochet here. So 1. Yeah, and then I'll do a chain of 7. Note, here you have to pay much particular attention to this particular design. Yeah, I'm going to do a chain of 7. Over here, when I get to the right part, when I get to the right side, I'm going to do 3 chains. But when I'm on the left side, I do 7 chains. You have to keep this in mind. If you don't keep this in mind, because in doing patterns, you need to understand the pattern first. If you do not understand the pattern, you will be frustrated and you may not get the desired results you want. So a chain of 7. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember, we did a chain of 7 in the beginning. Now I turn my work. Yeah, then I'm going to do a double crochet here at the root of the chain. Yeah, the root of the chain. I do a double crochet here. Yeah, and then I'm going to do 1 chain, and then I'll count from here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and inside here I'll do a double crochet in the 3rd chain. A double crochet. So I'll do 3 of that. 1, yeah, 2, and then 3. Yeah, after my 3, I'll do another 1 chain to proceed to the next stage. So the next stage, you see the divider here. The divider here, I'm going to do a double crochet here. I do a double crochet here. Note, in every divider, when you get here, you're going to do 3. After I've done a double crochet in the divider, I'll do 3 chains. Watch, 1, 2, 3, and then I put my double crochet in the same place. Yeah, I do the same thing in the same place. Yeah, you seen it? Yeah, and I'm going to do another 3 chains, and then I'll put it back at the same spot. So 1, 2, 3, and then I put my double crochet in the same spot. Yeah, and then I'll repeat the process here again. So I'll do 1 chain, here, and then I'll do 3 double crochet in the next 3rd chain here. Yeah, so 1 chain, and then 1, 2, 3 in the 3rd one. Yeah, the 3rd one. 1, 2, and 3. Watch carefully. And 3. Yeah, so we're going to continue this process till we get to, so I'll do one more to show you, and then when you finish, we'll meet. Yeah, and then I'll show you what to do next. So then one more chain, and then you remember, I'm going to do a double crochet in the third chain here that we did. In true, it's look, true. Yeah, so to keep our work straight. 1, 2. And remember, here I'm going to do 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. You've seen it? And then I'm going to put my double crochet in the same spot. Yeah, the same spot here. 1. Yeah, and then here I am going to do only 3 chains. 3 chains on the left part. So watch carefully. 1, 2, 3, and then I turn my work. So these 3 chains that I do at the tail end tells you that my work, I'm keeping my work in the straight mode. Yeah. Now I'm going to do 7 double crochet in here. 7 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, and 7. Yeah. So remember, we're going to repeat the process. Yeah. So 7. You've seen it now. It's taking shape. Now over here, I'll do 1 chain. I'll do 1 chain here, and then I'll do 1 chain here, and then I'll put a double crochet here. I'll do 1 chain here, and then I'll put 7 double crochet here, and then I'll put double crochet here in the divider, and then I'll do another 7 double crochet in here, and then I'll do 1 chain, and then I'll do 1 double crochet in the middle one, because you see this are 3 double crochet. So I'll do 1 double crochet in the middle one, and then here I'll do 1 chain, and then I'll do 7 double crochet here. Then I will do to keep my work straight, I'll do a double crochet here, and then a chain, and I turn my way. So I'll do this for the last time, and then you'll continue. So that's how you're going to continue with your pattern. And note that this particular divider gives you that enables your work to expand. Yeah. So look at this. Yeah, just to show you an example. So this is how our work started. So this is the big one. You've seen it. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the beginning. And then whilst your work is expanded. So here, this tells you you are expanding your work. So we're going to continue till we get to the stage. And then when you're done with this particular stage, I tell you exactly what to do. And then soon we'll have our dress and we model in it. Yeah. So what I have described, I'm going to just do it once more, and then you continue the process. And until we meet to, and then you measure, when you measure your shoulders, that measurement is what you're going to use. So before I do that, I just quickly show you. So here, this here, it's my shoulder. That's where I end my work. So it is about, so across my shoulders is 42. Yeah, 42. And then another way to also count, you see this middle when you're starting. So you have 1, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so I did 12 of these. Yeah. So after I've done 12 of these, then I know that I've gotten the design measurement that I need. Some people don't like to measure, they like to count. So if you like to count, you use this method. If you don't like to count, then you use your tape measure to measure across your shoulders, and it gives you the design measurement. Now I quickly continue with this. Yeah. So as I had indicated earlier on, I'll do 1 chain. Yes, and then over here the 3, 1, 2, 3, the 3 double crochet. I'm going to put my double crochet in the middle one, the second one. Yeah. And then I'll do 1 chain again. Yeah. And then now I'll jump. Don't put your double crochet here. You have to jump and put it here. Yeah. You remember the divider, the one that divides it. Yeah, the mirror. So here I'm going to put 7 double crochet. So quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, please, you need to understand your pattern. If you do not understand, don't just copy, because if you copy and you do not understand your pattern, you'll get confused and you will not get the desired result. Now remember the divider. So I call this my divider. Yeah, I'll do a double crochet through the divider here. Yeah, and then no chain, and then I continue with 7 chains inside the mirror. Yeah, so like they are twin. So whatever you do to the left, you do to the right. Whatever you do to the left, you do to the right. Yeah, so to keep your work expanding. Yeah, so here, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 2 more double crochet to do, and then I'll move to the next stage. Yeah, so this is how you're going to repeat your pattern, and then you realize that your work will be growing in size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, let's take it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I do 1 chain, and then I put it in the second one here. Note the second, and then 1 chain again, and then I'll 7 here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you remember, I did indicate that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So one more. I did indicate that the double crochet is the mother of all crochet. Now I'm sure you understand why, because that's what we use mostly to do patterns. Yeah. So now I'm going to do a chain of 7. A chain of 7. And the clue here is anytime you get to the left side and you have the 7 here, you do 7 double crochet here, 7 chains here. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you turn your work. You turn your work, and then you do the same. You put it at the root of the chain. Yeah, and then you continue the process. So I'm sure by now you understand the pattern. If you do not understand, you pause, you go back. Yeah, you see how our work is looking like. You know, we just started with this initially. Now you realize it's growing inside. So you continue. So now I have 1, 2. I have 10 more to do, and I'll get the design measurement that I need. Yeah, so let's meet at the other side when you're done. Yeah, welcome back. Yes, now that you are done with your 4 pieces, we're going to join 2, and we join the first 2, and then the second 2, and then we take it up from there. So you please remember, when you are done with the very last one, don't cut the rope very short. You can cut one piece short, and then the next one cut it longer, so that you put your darning needle through. You put your nylon through your darning needle, and then now you stitch it together. So now I'm going to stitch my work together, and then we have 1 piece. Yeah. So over here, you see we ended it here. So we're going to put our needle. Yeah, so I put it together, so you watch carefully. So I put it here, I put it here. Yeah, trying to stitch them together so that they will be equal size. And then remember, we cut this one short. So to make sure your work is really fastened well, you make a knot here, Yeah, you make a knot and then you can stitch, you put it across and you stitch over so that you have a firm grip of your work. So now I have it this way, and then we stitch it. So I pick it from every chain. I pick up from every chain and then I stitch it. Yeah, so I'm stitching. So you take one chain from the left and then the right, you stitch it. This you can do it anyhow you want it, so far as you have the desire. And before you stitch, please make sure that you are stitching the wrong side of your work. Yeah. Yes, welcome back to the next stage of your work. Now that you have your 4 pieces together, now we're going to join 2 together and join the other set of 2 together. Now you have to pay attention. You see the rough side, we're going to sew at the rough side and not the front. You know, this side is the front side. It's a bit similar, but of course, as you continue to work on your yarn, you get to know where the back side and then the front side is. So this is the back side, yeah, and then this is the front side. So just to differentiate between, I hope you get the differentiation, yeah. So this is the wrong side and this is the front side. Yeah, so now we're going to turn so that we have the rough side facing us. Rough side facing us so that we can stitch our work together. Yeah. So here we go. We'll start stitching it together. So here I put my nylon through the darning needle. Yeah, it's a bit rough here, so I'll use my scissors to cut it so that it's not rough, so that I can go through the darning needle quickly. Yeah, you see, the first time I was struggling. Now the second one I wasn't struggling. It just went through. And then now I'm going to stitch them together. So we're going to pick each chain. We're going to pick each chain so our work looks so neat. It will be very difficult for anybody to see that this work have been stitched together. Yeah. So I'll stitch it from here till the very end of it. So you also do the same. And then let's meet up when you are done with your stitching. As for the stitching, I'm sure everybody knows how to put pieces together. You can do it in your own style. Yeah. So the style that you are comfortable with, you just do same. So I am putting them through. Yeah. So that my work will be firm. So you see what I said? It will be a bit difficult to see that this work have been stitched, and especially if the colors are blending, because this one is the batik nylon. You see some of the, yeah, and so this is what you're going to do up to the end. So now we are stitching it together. Okay, so do it to the end and let's meet with your 2 pieces and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so let's meet up. Yeah, okay, so now we are going to move to the next stage after we have stitched them together. And for the next stage, I'm going to take you through the tools you will need. Yeah, and these are the darning needle. Yeah, you can see it clearly here, the darning needle. Then I put it side, and then we have the scissors as usual. Yeah, and then we have the tape measure or the measuring tape to measure your neck area, and then from your shoulder to your armpit, that is the arm area. Yeah, okay, and then we have the remaining yarn. These are the ones that we're going to use to stitch the work together. So we'll move and then the remaining yarn too as well. Okay, so now I will want to push my materials that I need aside, and then I will move straight to stitching our work together once again. So if you stitch your work together, this is the first bit, this is the second bit. Yeah, so these are the two sides. When you finish, it's going to look like a square. And I want to show you have to be very careful when joining them together. So first of all, you see this part, this is the rough part, that is the back. That is the back of our work. This is the back of our work. Look at it closely. As I always indicate to you, of course, if you are a beginner, sometimes it's very confusing to be able to identify the front and then the back. So you see this zigzag part, yeah? You have some rough edge. So this is the back, and then this is the front. You see, this is more refined, yeah? It is really tricky. I tell you, it's really tricky. So, but with continuous practice, you'll get to know the difference. With continuous practice, you're going to know the difference. So now we're going to join the two together, yeah? And then whilst joining, we have to let this back, the back face our surface. The back will face the first one, the back is facing our surface. You see it. So this is the smooth part, that is the front, and then the back. Now when I'm bringing the second one, what I'm going to do is that I will let the front part face the front of the first sample, yeah? So the front is going to face the front, and then the back side will be facing me. And one will be wondering, why do we have to do that? We do this because we're going to stitch, and when we stitch, we want the rough side to be stitched so that when we turn over our work, which is going to be our front, it will look neat, yeah? So now we'll try to put them together, yeah? You see it? We put it together so that it will be equal, yeah? And then we continue so that we will not have one side longer than the other, yeah? So this is how we're doing it to keep it straight. Yeah, you see that everything is equal. Then now you straighten your work. Now we're going to measure our work, okay? And measure my neck area. So measuring my neck area, sometimes because I'm used to working on my neck area, I know exactly where to start and then what to end. So I will start counting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I pause here. I put my stitch marker here, okay, to put it together because we'll be stitching this side together. Then I count from the other side, that is my left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then I put my stitch marker again here. Okay, so in total I'm going to count it to check. So we have 1, 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, now I've realized my neck area should be 6. So I'll move and put my stitch marker here again. And as I said, they must be in equal direction. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, this is what I want to attain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that when I put my head through, it can go through easily. Yeah, so I put my stitch marker here again. So I'll be stitching this place together. Yeah, I've intentionally used the same color for the neck area to indicate that this is my neck area. So when you check, we count 1, 2, 3, and then we count 1, 2, 3. So they are all equal. So the both shoulders are equal. So you see 1, 2, 3. Now to measure it, to be precise, so that you will not be asking yourself, how many of this design do I have to count? So for my neck area, if I'm measuring it, look, it is, yeah, 23 centimeters is my neck area. So this will give me an indication that when I'm working on any dress or any other crocheting work, I know when I have to do something that will go around my head, it should be 23 centimeters. And then now from here to my, that is from my neck to my shoulder, it is 9 centimeters. So 9 centimeters here, you see it, 9 centimeters. And then we want to also cross check if we have the same 9 centimeters here. Yeah. So we want to make sure our sides are equal. So you can also see from here, it's also exactly 9 centimeters, meaning our work is correct. Okay, so this is the head area. You know, because it's now a square, each sides are equal. So you have to be very careful. That's why I'm using this stitch marker, the orange. Now I'm going to use the green stitch marker to tell me that when I'm doing my work, that is the armpit area, so that I do not forget. So I'm going to use this green stitch markers. So now I'll turn over my work. Don't forget, it is a square. You can see it is a square. Yeah, so we'll do the same thing here. So I will count 5 from here. That is from my shoulder to my armpit. This will enable me put my hands through the dress when I'm wearing it. So you can see we count from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. So we make sure we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I put my stitch marker here. So don't forget, the green is from the armpit to and then for you to maybe fasten your hand the other side, you also use a different stitch marker, because when you do this to, like, you kind of code it. So I know from here to here, the blue to orange, yeah, the blue to orange is my shoulder, yeah, and I do the same thing here. The blue to the orange is my shoulder, yeah, okay, and then from blue to green is my armpit. Yeah, so we turn to the other side. We turn to the other side. Also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I use the green. Yeah, and as I indicated in my very first crocheting video, I made mention that if you do not have these special stitch markers, you can also use safety pins. Yeah, this can equally do the job. Yeah, you can equally do the job. So you can do, you know, now I have the small and the big. So for you to be able to identify which one you are supposed to use for the other, to be able to identify exactly your markers, you can use the smaller ones and then the big ones to just do your maybe coding. So this one will be size coding. Yeah, okay, so now you can see my work from this side. I'll take it over again from the neck to the shoulder, from the shoulder to the armpit. Yeah, from the shoulder to the armpit, it's here. And that I count 5. Yeah, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I count, you see it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I put my stitch marker here. Now for me to measure, to be sure that one side shouldn't be longer than the that side, I am going to measure it once again, so that we ensure that we have 2 equal size. Yeah, and this will be from my armpit, from my shoulder to my armpit is 18. Yeah, it is. And don't stretch your work. Yeah, don't stretch it, just let it. So it's exactly 18.2 centimeters. 18.2 centimeters. So let's check if the side is also going to give us the same measurement. You have to arrange it nicely to make sure you have, if not, one side will be longer than the other, and you don't want, and your clients will not be happy with you. So you see, it's exactly 18.2. You can see it here, 18.2 centimeters. 18.2 centimeters. Yeah. So now we have our work ready to be stitched together. We have our work to be stitched together. And this time around, we need our darning needle. and then the leftover yarns to do our work. So now luckily I have more of this color, so I'll use that color. That means I wouldn't use more, or I wouldn't use the brown, because when I use the brown, it will give me a different color, which I don't really like. You can also see it here. You see, when it was brown and white, you cannot really see it properly, but then when you go to the brown parts, you can now see the colors. Yeah, you can also decide to leave it like that, do it that way, so that you can also have a different design as well. Yeah, okay, so now we are ready to put the yarn in our needle. So sometimes, you know, you are also lucky to have some of the hanging yarn. So I have this one, so I can use it, and it's the same color, so it's even perfect. So I wouldn't use this until this is finished, then I can move add the other one. So I just put my yarn through my darning needle, and then I'll start stitching. Yeah, so to start stitching, you can decide to take this off, or you can leave it. Yeah, but I will leave it, and then see. So now I'm going to stitch it together. So you see where, so I'll stitch it from here. I put it through. So I'm going to put my needles through the chains. Yeah, so I'm done, then I can take them off. So I put, see it here, yeah, okay, and then I'll move like that throughout. So now I'll continue in silence, and you watch it carefully. So you do the same thing other side. Yeah, you do the same thing other side. So when I finish, you move to this to the left side and do the same thing. And then I will show you from the armpit to the waistline. We'll stitch from the armpit to the waistline, and not from the shoulder to, if not, you will stitch together your work, and you cannot wear your hands cannot go through the work. Yeah, and you have to pull it. It shouldn't be tight, it shouldn't be loose, it shouldn't be tight, in between. Yeah, so we'll stitch it to. So we are stitching it till we get to the neck area on this side. So yes, we are done. So over here, I'll take it off so that I can fasten it to be a bit stronger, so that it doesn't come off easily. So watch how I do it. I put it through, and then I put my needle inside the side, yeah, the loop here, and then pull it out, and I'll repeat it again. at least 2 or 3 times so that I am sure of fastening my work together. And especially if you do it for a client, you don't want it to remove in the middle of somewhere. Yeah, okay, so as I said, we're going to repeat the same thing here. Yeah, so do this, and then I'll meet you from the armpit to the waistline. So as I said, now I make use of my other pin here. Okay, so just to differentiate, so I will stitch this side together, that is the waist side, stitch it together, this is where I will end, and I'll do the same thing at this side. Yeah, so I want to end my work here. Yeah, so end my work here. So I'll use a small one to also differentiate between my left and right, and this is done. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I have stitched this place also, that is from the armpit to the waistline. And then if you realize the stitch is a bit different, I use the blanket stitches, reason being that you remember from the shoulder to the neck, I had a hanging rope and then I continued with it. Now over here I don't have any hanging rope, so I am going to start all over. So in order to secure my work very well, that is why I recommend you use the blanket stitches. You can also use blanket stitches throughout your work. Yeah, so yeah, so now I'm going to put, you remember this is the fifth one. Yeah, so now I put my needle through and I pull it, and then I'll leave a little of the yarn hanging this way. Okay, and I'll pull my needle back again and put it through the same spot. Yeah, and then I'll leave a little loop here. You can see the loop. I leave a little loop here, and then I put my needle through, and then I will pull it. Yeah, so now it's fastened. And to be able to secure my work further, I'm going to tie the hanging one here. I tie it. Yeah, fasten it one. I do it too. Note that the work is a hand work. There's no machine, so you wouldn't want to work on a dress for a client and then the next day the yarn is coming out. So now fasten it like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, you can do 2 or 3. Yeah, but I do it for to secure it properly. Now this hanging yarn, in order not to make my work not look neat, I'll put the hanging yarn on top of the chain, and then I'll be starting my blanket stitch. And to start your blanket stitch, you put your yarn across, yeah, across the side to the left side, and then now you put your needle to the next chains, and then this is in the middle, and then you put your needle behind it, behind the yarn. Yeah, and then you hold this part, secure it properly. You secure it properly, and then here we go. So we have our first blanket, the second blanket. Yeah, this is the yarn, you put it side behind, and then you can use your hand like this to hold it, and then you put your needle through, and then it should be on top of the yarn. Your needle have to be on top of the yarn. Yeah, okay, so whilst you're doing it, you will see it's, yeah, okay, so see our blanket stitches come. So in the other ways, you can also hold it this way and put it, it will also give you the same result. And when you're threading your needle, don't make your thread too long, because if not, it will delay you. So yeah, so I put the needle, always make sure your needle is in front of your yarn. Yeah, so now you can see our blanket stitch coming up. So I'll do it till we end here, and then I will meet you at the side, at the tail end. Yeah, so you can see This is the blanket stitch. Yeah, that's how it looks like. Yeah, so we hold. So we're doing two things, making our work neat and then securing our work. Yeah, always make sure when you are doing any work, you have your client in mind. Put yourself in the client's shoe. You see it. You put yourself in the client's shoe to see that the work you are doing, will you be satisfied if it is you? Yeah, so do the same here. Make sure you carry the endless chain and then the little behind. Okay, so now continue till you get to this place, and I'll show you till I get to this place, and then I will fasten it, and then I'll show you, and that'll be the end of our work, and then I'll show you the final product. Yeah, so you just continue. Now we've gotten to the end of the sewing. We'll take our stitch marker out, or safety pin. So in this case, I call it the stitch marker and not the safety pin. And then to secure your work at this juncture, you do the same thing here. Yeah, and then you stitch it once more again, now that you put it through. And then to secure it further, since I still have more, I'll just do a little bit sewing here. Yeah, you can choose to do it or not, provided if you are sure that your stitches are strong enough. Yeah, because our purpose is to have a desired result where somebody will not know that this work is a handwork. So this brings the professionalism in your work, and people will be wondering, is this handmade or machine made? That is what we want to achieve. Yeah, so this way. And then so now, instead of me cutting it from here, I wouldn't cut it from here. I'd rather cut it from this side. Yeah, okay, so now I cut my work here. Yeah, you don't have to cut it too close, just a little bit left here. And then I'll do the same thing here because I still have some yarn here. I'll just cut it. Yeah, and then I'll try to stitch it across the side a little bit, and then I can cut it. These ones have already been done, so it's easy to take them out. So here I just cut it a little bit. Yeah, cut it. Yeah, and as you can remember, I think I'll stitch this also a little bit. I'll just put them through, and then now take my pin here from my right side, or my stitch marker also out. And then now we want to turn over our work, and then see, it's done. Look, so now I can take my stitch markers out, and since they are of equal size, you can decide to leave it like that, or if you want it a bit longer, then you just have to go through the process all over again. Yeah, and then make it a bit longer. So I'm sure I'm going to make mine a bit longer. I'll show them to you in my pictures when it's done. So now our dress is ready, our top is ready, and Ecocrofashion is so excited. Work is done. Yeah, okay. So now, yeah, so this is the neck area, and I'll put my hand through. Yeah, so this is the neck area. This is the neck area, and then this is the hand area. Yeah, so the work is done. Yeah, it's done. So as I said, I'm going to continue. You can leave it at this stage, or you can also continue, do more of that to get it a bit longer. So I will do it a bit longer here. So do the same design. I don't need to take you through again. You know the process already, so just do it once again, and then turn over and then do it, so that I can be able to differentiate the front part and the back part. So the dress is done. Yeah, thank you so much for joining my lessons. And do not forget to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend about Zopplady. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, see our work is neatly done. Bye bye. See you next time in my next video.